Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Game Junk Podcast, episode 160, recording on Monday, August 7th, 2023. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name is Andrew.
And it's been 3 weeks since we talked games, and summer's almost over. We got Gamescom coming up soon, so this might be our only opportunity to do a fall game preview, which is what we're going to do. I'll talk about anticipated releases for this fall, which usually starts the lower tier releases start end of August, and then we're in that season. So we're going to play a beloved game called Game or Junk, where we're just going to go down a list and either game or junk it. Game means we're going to play it, probably buy it. Junk means forget about it, don't even look at it. Forget it even came out. Who cares? Ignore all reviews. But we're adding a little caveat this year. I want each of us to pick 2 games that we will game hard. And that means we solemnly vow to beat this game. We will play this game until we beat it. So don't throw these words around lightly. Don't just say game hard for the sake of it. You better think about what you're going to game hard, okay?
Got it. I got it.
And to be fair, beating doesn't necessarily, depending on the style of game, beating, there might be alternatives to that, but you better game it hard.
Now, before we get started on how much gaming hard we're going to be doing, Frank, we need a midsummer update on your progress. You had big plans for the summer. You had a detailed list of your gaming summer of Frank. Give us the update. Where are you at?
Well, I'll give it in what we played, but Final Fantasy 16 is just killing everything. It is, it will not end. This game will not end. It's just cutscene after cutscene. We'll get into it in what we played if we have time, but I'm almost at the end. Good God, end, please. And let's end so we can get in some new games. So we're going to start in August with a new release. Are you guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
All right. Number 1, Baldur's Gate 3. The game everyone is talking about because there's nothing else to talk about it. You may have already gamed. You may have already junked. Where are you? Game or junk?
I'm game. I actually bought it, so I'll talk about it a little bit and what we played. I'm RPGs of this nature are usually, I would stay far away, but the D&D factor and just all the amazing reviews, I was like, I gotta pull the trigger on this.
Amazing reviews. I saw like a 7 on IGN.
Really? I don't know. It was like 94 or something on Metacritic from what I saw.
Oh, people at IGN don't know how to read, I guess. I'm going to game this one. And I actually even pulled the trigger on the Humble Bundle for the original Baldur's Gate games. Nice. So I am ready to game Baldur's Gate in a big way. Maybe not hard, but I'm ready to game it.
So you're going to go back and start with 1 and 2 and work your way up.
I doubt that, but I may dabble. I may dabble in 1 and 2. I don't really think, I don't know how much 1 and 2 are going to hold up to the test of time, let's just say. But I will dabble just to get a flavor, I think.
Okay.
Frank?
I'm junking 100%. Don't care about Baldur's Gate. Unless Sean comes back, bud, you got to play this. I'll consider it. But as of right now, it's a junk. All right, I'm going to speed it up a bit here until we get into September and October. Gourd. Strategy construction game, probably on here, presumably because it's coming to Game Pass. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Don't listen to me, but I'm a junk big time on Gourd.
Yeah, I've heard the name. It doesn't really seem like my kind of game to begin with. It's a junk.
I've not heard anything about this game. Junk.
Next, WrestleQuest, a RPG wrestling game with 16-bit graphics, coming to pretty much every platform this week, tomorrow. Actually, I downloaded the demo, never played it, and for that reason, I will junk this.
I'm going to game it because it is coming to Netflix. So I'll at least give it a poke, but yeah, I'm not really expecting to put much time into it.
I'm gaming this one. It gives me those uh, Fight Club vibe. No, Punch Club. Punch Club
yeah.
vibes. Ooh, geez. And I'm in on this game. I want to try it. I'm a game.
Okay. Next, Atlas Fallen, August 10th. I've heard about this game somewhere. It looks like kind of a third-person action RPG. I don't know. Developed by Deck 13. I'm intrigued by the camera perspective, but I'm going to say junk.
Gotta junk this one.
Same. I have no recollection of what this game is, so I'm a junk.
I'm a tentative junk. If the reviews are half decent, I might pick it up. Next, Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, coming to multiple platforms. This is 100% a junk for me.
I mean, the title's a little bit intriguing, but I'm going to have to say junk.
Junk as well.
All right. Next, Blasphemous 2. This one's picking up a lot of steam. August 24th now, officially, I think. And it's out of order in the list. But loved what I played of the first one, which was like an hour. Wanted to get back to it. Haven't. Man, I'm just being a real jerk. Junk in Blasphemous 2 until I beat Blasphemous 1.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem for me. I mean, I feel like if I see a good deal on it at some point, I'll pick it up, but I'm not going to play it anytime soon. So I will say junk.
Interesting. I thought you guys would both be gaming this one. It's getting some Discord buzz.
I'll buy it. I'm barely going to play it until I beat the first one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to junk it because I also have never played the first, and I'm overwhelmed with other games like this. Is a Castlevania, right? Or a Metroid like? Sorry.
That's correct. Yes. But it's like also Souls inspired.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I would be more into it if it wasn't for the Souls like factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Junk.
Next, Everspace 2, junk.
Do we have a description of what this is? Everspace 2.
It's like a space sim game. I think it's kind of like EVE Online.
JUNK is the description.
Yep. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm junking this one.
I'm intrigued, but not enough to game it. I'm going to junk it as well.
It looks pretty cool graphically, but not my genre. Moving Out 2, sequel to Moving Out, which I did not play. And for that reason, I will junk.
Well, I don't think you have to have played the first one to play the second one, but I'm gaming this one. Played the first one quite a bit with the kids. This one seems like it just adds like crazy, more fantastical levels and stuff, but I'm in.
I'm going to game it too. I think it'll be a fun one for the kids as well.
All right, next, possibly just announced today, Red Dead Redemption remake on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, August 17th. This might be the time
remake?
Definitely not a remake.
Sorry, remaster.
Okay.
I don't even know if is it a remaster even? Like it's basically just a port, I think.
Yeah, with I think max 30 frames per second, and people were not impressed with this announcement because they were teasing something and people thought it was going to be GTA 6 or a good version or a remake of this game, and people were pissed. But I'm looking at it like, hey, I can replay Red Dead Redemption before I play Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a perfect opportunity. However, all kidding aside, I think I have to junk this one for now.
I mean, I just replayed or finished the first game last year. I mean, it's still, you can play it on the newest Xboxes with, the whatever what's that, the name of that called again? I don't know, whatever. They have backwards compatibility with it, so you can play it on Xbox currently. I'm junking this one.
You're talking about xCloud?
No, like wasn't there? I think I'm thinking of Smart Delivery, but that's something else. But yeah, you could play it backwards compatible on current consoles on Xbox.
Yes, I am junking this one. I would rather pull out my Xbox 360 than buy this again.
For $50, yeah.
For $50.
Next, I Expect You to Die 3, August 17th, the puzzle VR game. I'm a junker on this one because I haven't played the first two.
I am definitely a game. The problem is I really would like to pick it up on PSVR 2, and they haven't announced a date for it yet. So I don't know. I'll probably just get the Quest version.
I'm a junk. I have not been under the visor in many a year, and I don't think this will bring me back.
Okay, next, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, Switch and PC, August 18th. Kind of looks Jet Set Radio inspired. I'm a junk.
Yeah, I mean, it does look cool, but with all the other stuff to play, I don't think I'll get to this. So I'm going to junk it.
Bomb Rush Cyber Junk. More like it.
You got it. Cyber junk right here for sure.
I'm a real downer. I usually buy everything. Whew.
I'm a little concerned, Frank. You doing all right over there?
I'll probably still buy all these games. Madden NFL 24, August 18th. What do we got here, Huck? Looking at you.
Game all the way, of course.
Not a
it's
game
an
hard,
obvious
though.
game. No, I'm going to save my game hards. I only game hard for the best of the best.
Okay.
And also games that have an ending.
I normally would junk this right now, but I think Josh Allen's on the cover, so I might just have to game it for that reason.
You have to.
Interesting. Sure. Yeah, I'll be junking it. I mean, I haven't played a Madden game in forever, so I'm out.
Yep. Next, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, August 18th. I believe that one is coming to Game Pass.
Yes, it is.
Along with many other platforms. Sean will make me play this, I think. All he does is talk about this game every day. The Texas Chainsaw or that Evil Dead game. That's all he talks about.
I tried to get many games played and they never happened, but
if I wasn't for Sean, I guess I'm not buying it, but I have Game Pass, but I'm going to junk it.
Oh my God. I will be gaming it, but yeah, I'm not really expecting too much. If it wasn't on Game Pass, it would probably be a junk.
Is this another one of those asymmetric multiplayer Evil Dead like games? Okay. Junk for sure.
Okay. Next, Immortals of Avium, a first person kind of magic RPG, action RPG coming to PlayStation 5, PC, and Series X, August 22nd. What are you guys saying?
Is this the free to play one, or am I getting that mixed up with
this? Is like a full game, new IP from EA.
First person shooter, magic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, probably a junk for me.
I'm like leaning. I wanted to use a game hard to build my narrative. Like, this is the year of EA. Fallen Order, Survivor is the game of the year. Dead Space is like a remake people love that I still need to play. And what was the other EA game that's doing pretty well? Anyway, this is the year of EA, but I'm only going to game Immortals of Avium.
Okay.
I am gonna junk this one. I'm on the fence. What term did you use? Leaning towards gaming? I don't know. Whatever term you said before, Frank. That's what I'm at with this one. It's like if there's some good reviews, I'll jump on this, but right now it's a junk for me.
The other EA game I was thinking of that I might want to go back to is Wild Hearts. They're Monster Hunter like. Okay, next. From Software, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, coming to many consoles, August 26th. Now, it's not a Souls-like. Are you gaming it or junking it?
I would be junking it either way. So it's a junk for me.
I'm also junking this one. I have never played any Armored Core games, and I'm not going to start with number 6.
I'm a junk unless there are glowing reviews. Next, Goodbye Volcano High, which I believe is like a band narrative adventure game, if I remember correctly, August 29th, and that's a junk for me.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool, but it's probably a junk for me.
I'm going to game this one. I'm intrigued. I'm going to give it a try. It'll probably be a Game Pass game, I imagine, and I'll dabble. I'll game it.
Next up, Trine 5.
Whoa! I think you missed a big one there, Frank.
Oh, Sea of Stars. Thank you, Sean. Just talked about it on TV Junk. The new JRPG inspired game from Sabotage Games, creators of The Messenger, which is amazing if you haven't played it. I am gaming Sea of Stars. I will game.
Okay. Interesting. I will also game it. It's going to be on both PlayStation Plus Extra and Game Pass. So it's like if you have either of those subscription services, you got to check it out, I'm sure.
When something's free, you got to game hard it. Let me tell you.
You're gaming it hard?
I'm gaming this one hard.
Can I make a prediction?
I will not game it hard.
You will not game it hard. Then you'll get an announcement that it's leaving Game Pass in 2 weeks, and then you will attempt to game it hard and not finish it.
I think that, hey, but it's also on the PlayStation one, which I also pay for and never play. So I have two options. I got a fallback here, a free fallback. It's guaranteed. I'm going to game hard it at some time in my life. Do we have a time limit on the game hardness?
No.
Okay. I will game hard it at one.
I will hard game it at one. Stars on Steam, even though I get it for free on two other things. Trine 5, August 31st. Not going back to Trine 1. This is going to be a junk for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've dabbled in the other ones. It's probably a junk. It'll be like a Steam $5 pickup one day, but for now it's a junk.
Yeah, I like 1 and 2, and not tried 3 and 4, and 5 seems a jump. Probably going to junk this one as well.
Okay. Into September. Thank God. Let's pick up the pace. Sean added this one to the list just for our friend Jay Cheel, I would guess. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, September 1st. Not featuring any Sega Genesis games, just the Nintendo licensed ones by Ocean. And are they dead east or the same? I don't know. But I'm going to game it, but I'm going to junk it in spirit. I will have to buy this, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy it, play it for 10 minutes, and that'll probably be it. But I'll say game.
Ooh, I'm gonna junk it, but I'm very intrigued by it. I'll probably play it, but it will be junk. It will be junk.
Well, next, possibly the biggest release of the rest of the year, Starfield. The game that an entire company and gaming division is riding on to make sure it's the greatest game ever made. Starfield, coming to PC and Series X and Game Pass, September 6th. I'm gaming it. I'm not gaming it hard, but I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I will be gaming it. I could game hard, but it's just
you got to pick. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, it's too big of a game for me to commit to gaming hard on, but yeah, I'm going to say
that's the thing. Maybe you want to see it through. That's why you have to use the game hard, to force yourself to see this epic sci-fi opera to its conclusion.
Yeah, I could, but I won't. Huck?
I feel like we're getting to the point where we're all going to use our game hards on the same day.
Probably.
It could
happen.
Saying, will be used on the same day.
It could happen. I'm gonna game this one, not hard. I don't envision myself finishing this one.
Okay, picking it up. Myth Force, roguelike with that cool cartoon aesthetic. September 12th.
Junk.
I'll say game.
I'm gaming big time. Love the demo. It just needs some polish. Needed some polishing. The Crew Motorfest, September 14th. Junk.
Junk.
Batten Kaidos 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Switch. Junk.
Don't know what these are, but I'm going to say junk.
I left it on for Huck. It's an RPG thing.
Oh, is it? Never heard of them. Junk.
Okay. Lies of P, Souls-like, based on Pinocchio, September 19th, and coming to Game Pass. I will be gaming Lies of P. I played the demo.
It is on Game Pass, right? Did you say?
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it, but I'm gonna say junk. It's probably not for me.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a light game.
I don't like this. Mortal Kombat 1, September 19th as well. I thought this was going to be like the branding of Mortal Kombat 1 was going to at least almost pull me back into Mortal Kombat, but it's like some other timeline shit junk.
I mean, if Frank's not in, you got problems. It's junk for me.
Junk as well. Can't bring myself to it.
Party Animals, September 20th. The only reason I even know this game is because it's been on every Xbox showcase and for who knows how long. And so I can say junk it.
Probably junk, yes.
Junk for me as well.
Is this free to play? Do you know?
No idea. Doubtful, but don't know for sure.
Okay.
Payday 3, September 21st.
I will game. I've enjoyed the first two games at a very surface level. Didn't play them very much, but always had a good time when I did. So I will check it out for sure.
I'm going to game this one. I'm going to give it a try. I'll game it.
I will be junking it. Minico's Night Market, September 26th. I don't know what the Sean added this one.
Yeah, this one's on Game Pass. I seem to remember it's like a Animal Crossing type thing, maybe.
Reminds me a bit of what was the Pines game you played, Huck? Beacon Pines.
Yeah, Beacon Pines. Yeah.
I definitely see all that stuff, and I'm definitely a junk on this one.
Yeah, I'm junking.
I'm going to game this one. I like it. I like the art style. I'm going to game it.
I like the art style.
Plus, it looks like it'll probably be a short game, which is
looks a bit like
right up my alley.
Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion or standalone DLC starring Idris Elba, September 26th. I am junking until I beat Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna game it, I think.
I'm junk as well. I haven't even scratched the surface of Cyberpunk 2077, so no point in doing this yet.
EA Sports FC, the new name of the FIFA franchise, September 29th. And I'm a junk.
I will also junk.
Because it changed its name.
I'm going to game it because it's changed its name. I like it being unshackled from FIFA. Be its own thing.
Where's NHL on this? Is
not on there? No announcements yet.
No one plays that game.
Want to get in your NHL gamer junk, Sean?
I will junk.
We'll also junk.
But
I'll game.
Next, Cocoon. We've talked about this indie game quite a bit on the show. September 29th, and I'm a game.
Yeah, I'm feeling the hype on this one, and I'm hoping it's something special. I'm going to game it.
Junk for me. I am not liking it as much as you guys are.
All right. Next up, as a TBA, RoboCop Rogue City, and I'm going to use a junk hard on this one.
I really want to try it, but there's no way I'm paying full price for a game like this. So it's a junk.
So I need to look this game up, but based on your guys' strong reactions, I'm assuming I'm also a junk.
Doesn't look bad, but I don't know. It just...
You know what's bad? When the Steam link, when you Google this game, is sponsored.
Yeah.
Not a good sign.
All right, we made it to October. Just 3 more months left in the year 2023 to game or junk. October 6th, Detective Pikachu returns on the Nintendo Switch. That's a junk for me. Maybe a junk hard.
It's a junk, sadly, for me.
Junk as well.
Next, Forza Motorsport, October 10th, coming to Game Pass. I'm a game on this one. Always like to check out the new Forza game, and I'll probably want to see what it looks like on my monitor and PC.
Normally, I would junk this. It is on Game Pass, and my buddy, the Gooch, is working on it. So I'm going to game it, baby.
Mm.
Who's the
I'm gonna-
Gooch?
His name
His
is
buddy.
Peter Maniguzzi.
Oh, yeah, it's someone you actually know.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever met him.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. I thought
I'm
it was like a developer or developer or something like that.
No. I mean, he does listen to the show on occasion. So if you're listening, what's up, Gooch?
Well, I'm glad I said game.
Now I feel rude when I'm going to junk it, but I'm still working my way through GT7, and I feel like why add another racing game onto the pile when I still have one sitting there? So
because it's better.
okay.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, a throwback to older Assassin's Creed games, October 12th. Really torn on this one, but I'm kind of in the mood for a retro, simpler Assassin's Creed experience. So I'm going to say game.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like I really at one point just want to pick one of these games and dive into them, but I don't think this will be the one for me. So I'm going to say junk.
I'm going to junk it. I'm on a negative 6 years Assassin's Creed timeline here. So
Yeah.
in 6 years, I'll play Mirage.
Next, Lords of the Fallen, a follow-up to a kind of average, but Souls-like with potential. Seen a lot of stuff for this. Graphically, looks pretty impressive. Gonna have to say junk on this one.
I mean, we got some heavy hitters coming up here in October. This is definitely getting junked.
Junk for sure.
Okay, next, we're hitting a stretch from October 17th to October 24th that might destroy the video game world. This is a lot of tough decisions in this window. Alan Wake 2, which we've seen recently, is basically a new Resident Evil. Game or junk?
I am going to game hard on Alan Wake 2.
Whoa.
Ooh,
He had to,
off-
I knew I
off the
shouldn't have made
board.
the prediction. As soon as I made my prediction, he'd switch.
Going off the board on that one. I'm going to game it. I'm interested, but I am suspecting it will be junk.
I'm going to junk it.
Oh,
Ooh.
harsh.
I'm stingy this year. You know what?
Yeah, you are. You're not even. What are you going to do with your life? You're not gaming anything.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Sonic Superstars, October 17th.
Don't tell me you're going to game this piece of junk.
I will be junking it.
Oh, okay, good.
But I actually think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to get junked for me, but I could see some potential there.
Sean, already, Huck, you junking it? I didn't know if I heard you there.
Yes, I did junk it. Yeah. Sorry, that me jumping ahead was me junking it. Yeah.
Okay. Sean added Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 on October 19th just to mess with this flow.
Yeah,
Junk.
yeah. I mean, that's not a great release date for them for sure. But yeah, I'm going to say junk. I thought the first one looked cool, and I've barely played it. I own it, and I've barely played it, so it's junk.
Junk for me.
Next, the biggest. This is like Barbenheimer for video games. October 20th. Imagine if they release the physical media for Barbie and Oppenheimer on October 20th. That would be the biggest day in the history of media. We're speaking about, of course, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, a sequel to a very popular series of games, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder coming to Nintendo Switch. And let's start with Marvel Spider-Man 2. I will game hard. I love Insomniac.
You got to game hard. It's going to be a big game, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I guess I better game hard too. Let's be honest. This is going to be a big game.
Okay, but what are you going to do that same day? Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which I'm going to game harder.
Whoa.
This
How will
is
you
my
do that?
most anticipated game of the year, hands down.
I will game. I will not game hard. I've already used both.
Now you have. Can you admit that you changed it once I made the prediction?
No, I didn't. But I mean, this would have been my third choice. So it's just, I looked at it and I was like, which game do I see myself pushing through on? And I feel like Alan Wake 2. If it's good, I will.
I'm also going to just game this one.
Wow. All right, next up, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, coming to many platforms October 24th, which has Metal Gear 1 through 4, I believe. And
Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear?
it has, I think, Metal Gears as well.
Mm.
And the PC Engine version as well, I think. I will be gaming this. I don't know how far I'll get, but
Yeah, I'll be junking it. I mean, it's something I would pick up.
Is this because Twin Snakes isn't on it? You love Metal Gear.
I don't. Like the only one I've beat is the first one. After that, I have barely played them. And that's maybe the reason why I would consider picking this up, but I just
But why are you always giving me dirty looks when I say Kojima's overrated?
it's just because it's
You don't even like his games. What game of his do you like?
Yeah, no, I don't really. I mean, it's hyperbole to a certain degree, but I mean, I don't really disagree with your
Kojima
statement.
overrated is Miyamoto overrated is tiny bit of hyperbole. Kojima overrated is not hyperbole.
I mean, I actually read a bit of. I got the Kojima book, The Creative Gene, I think it's called, out of the library, and I started reading it, and it's just all like reviews of books he's read, and I'm like, I'm not that interested in this.
Yeah, at least Miyamoto isn't self-aggrandizing. I think
yeah,
he like has some humility, and he like appreciates that he was, a pivotal member on the most important games of all time. He's not like, I'm the greatest video game person ever. That's why I like Miyamoto.
Yeah.
Even though he's overrated. I mean, kind of. Huck, are you gaming or junking Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1?
I'm junking it. Junking it hard.
Wow. Next, Alone in the Dark. I don't remember much about this. October 25th. I will be junking it.
Yeah, I don't have high expectations unless something comes out and the reviews are amazing. It's going to be a junk for me.
Yeah, junk as well.
Headbangers Rhythm Royale on Switch and PC, which is like a battle royale rhythm game, which we talked about. Maybe I still have I forgot to queue up this clip. I almost forgot what game it was. Where is it here? Did I lose it? What the heck?
This is the one with the pigeons?
Yeah, there it is. It
sounds pretty cool.
Oh, that was a disaster trying to come up with that. But I love the idea of a rhythm battle royale, so I will be gaming this.
I will junk.
You know what? I didn't remember this until that sound clip, so now I'm going to game it.
Nice.
It sounds amazing.
Hey,
it sounds cool.
Something to do on Halloween. It comes out on Halloween. November, we're there. Star Ocean, the second story R. Nintendo Switch, November 2nd. Junk, even though it kind of looks cool. But I want to play the first one, which isn't really available.
Junk for me.
Ooh, I think I've gamed this a few times before on other platforms. So I'm gonna go off the board and junk this one.
November 3rd, WarioWare, Move It, coming to the Switch. Sean.
Game, definitely.
I will
I've
junk.
Never played a WarioWare game, and I'm not going to start with this one. Junk.
Wow. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, multi platforms, yet another one of these games, which I will yet again junk.
I want to game it for the title alone, but it has to be junk, unfortunately.
I will eventually game it, but I'm still stuck on the second Yakuza game, and I will be getting to this one eventually. Yakuza is my new RPG passion, so I'll get there eventually.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I didn't even know this was officially announced yet. Multiple platforms, November 10th. I'm a game. Been playing a lot of COD lately.
Probably a junk for me, but yeah, I think the release date just got announced. But yeah, I would like to play all of the recent ones at some point, at least the campaigns.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with COD campaigns, but I'm going to junk this one. I haven't played them in a while.
Flashback 2, November 16th, multi-platform. I don't even think I've heard about this yet. And I'm junking it. I've never played Flashback 1.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much on it. Wouldn't be surprised if it ends up getting delayed. Probably will be junk, but I'm going to say game.
No doubt.
I'm going to junk this one.
Next, Persona 5 Tactica, coming to pretty much every platform, but I believe is on Game Pass, if I'm remembering correctly, on November 17th, and I'm a junk.
Junk for me.
Junk as well, unfortunately. I do like the tactics game. If this gets good reviews, I would consider it, but I think we talked about it when this was announced. Like these strategic games, strategy games, I don't have the time for them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Also November 17th, the Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars remake on Nintendo Switch. Debated using a game heart here, but I am just going to game this one.
It will be a game for me.
Definitely a game here. Also debated gaming hard on this one. Gaming hard all over it, to be specific.
All right. Next up, November 30th, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising, coming to PlayStation platforms and PC. I think this is a fighting game by Arc System.
Yes, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Blaze Blue developers. And this is a junk.
Definitely a junk.
Junk as well.
All right. December, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, Nintendo Switch, December 1st, junk.
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 And the last official release on our list, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, coming to PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Series X, December 7th. You guys going to go for a little R&R?
I will game. I'm kind of hoping this is going to be good, so I will say game.
Even if it's just a reskinned Far Cry Primal, I'm gaming this.
I think that's all it's going to be. I think I'll game it, even though I've never played Far Cry Primal.
Have you seen Avatar: The Way of Water yet?
No.
Okay. We got a list of stuff we don't have official dates for. Are we going there, Sean? I don't like to give attention to games that can't pick a release date and try to get us to talk about them every year until they're released. I'm of the mindset to ignore them. But Sean, I'm going to let you do what you want to do.
I mean, we can skip them. I know like probably half of them have kind of said for sure 2023, but the other half I feel like are definitely getting delayed. So yeah, let's just leave it. There's nothing too huge in there, I don't think.
All right. Sorry, you're not getting talked about, even though there's a lot of games on here. Like, quote, the word game. I would game these games, and maybe not hard, but I'd game them.
Yeah, I mean, there's
don't say them, Sean. Don't
stuff I'm looking forward to. The one thing is, like, if you look at November, December, it's pretty empty right now. So, I mean, I guess there's room for some stuff to fit in there potentially. But
one of these games, which we will not mention, could work their way in. And if any of the games we said we would game or junk gets delayed or something else, I'm even more pissed. So
Yeah.
you're better off being one of the ones we don't talk about than one of the ones that makes us angry. Okay, we're done.
For sure.
We gamed, we've hearted. We're moving on to what we played.
Do it.
Sean, I think we're going to go to you first because you're playing the game of the moment, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, sure. I could talk about this a little bit. I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with the Baldur's Gate mainline series. I played the Dark Alliance games and I like those quite a bit, but they're more like Diablo-esque games. I did play a bit of Neverwinter Nights back in the day, and I kind of liked that. But, everybody's just so hyped on this thing. And I was like, you know what? Like, if they can kind of streamline turn-based combat and have like a really interesting story where you're encouraged to explore and kind of do your own way to solve puzzles and stuff, I'm intrigued by that. So I played basically the prologue, which, is not a whole lot to go on. Played it on the Steam Deck. It runs actually pretty well on the Steam Deck. So that's definitely nice for this kind of game. But I think I was just impressed. I don't know if the older games did this, but it's kind of cool how they have like a narrator. And I mean, this is like, it's been done in other games like Tiny Tina and stuff like that, but like kind of recreating the feel of a dungeon master who's DMing your quest as you're playing. And I kind of liked that element of it. And the combat was definitely, I mean, I'm sure it's going to get more complicated, but it was pretty like fast paced. And it actually, there's strategy there, which maybe is obvious. Like I haven't played a ton of like JRPGs or like more pure RPGs, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but just the idea that, you have certain movement range and you have to kind of play with, okay, like I'm going to move in and attack somebody, and then maybe I can move away and try to situate myself a bit farther from the enemies. Like playing with that along with your attacks, I find is that, it makes it feel more like a tactics type strategy game at times. So I have been liking that. And actually the story, like where it starts is pretty cool. Like I won't say anything specifically just because maybe people want to be completely surprised on this, but I just really liked the way it opened. And so I'm hooked. I'm definitely gonna, keep playing for now. I feel like there's not a ton of stuff coming out this month, so I'm gonna try and put some time in and see where it takes me.
So I definitely misspoke before. There is no IGN review of a 7. Maybe they reposted an old early access review because this game was in early access for a long time, and that's what I'm using it with. But the Metacritic is like 95, and I'm debating if I should flip and game this thing right now.
You don't want to be embarrassed later. You should flip.
Yeah,
if not, you should start downloading it.
For saying the game got a 7 when it didn't, when its Metacritic is 95, that I'm obligated to buy it right now?
Yes, and start downloading it and play it as soon as this is done.
I can't download it because it's going to ruin the bandwidth, but I'll just buy it right now. So
it is a pretty huge download. It's like 120 gigs or something.
I'm not buying it now. I don't have space on my computer. Maybe we'll see. Maybe later.
It was definitely tough to free up that space on the Steam Deck, but I did
John,
it.
you like the game?
I'm enjoying it right now. Yes.
Okay. Huck, anything for you?
Well, I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago I was playing Cat Quest, and I have platinumed Cat Quest. Now, that is probably my first platinum in 10 years or so. So let's just say I enjoyed it. And it is like a mindless action RPG that, you just sit down and just hack and slash away, which is probably why people love Diablo. So I should probably try Diablo again, which I have not tried any of the new Diablo.
Now it might come to
Diablo
Game
2.
Pass eventually, now that the merger might happen.
True. I can just wait it out. Oh, yeah. Good call. Thank you. Save me my $60 or $90.
Or get it on Steam, because they said they might bring it to Steam as well.
Yeah, so I played Cat Quest all the way through, did it all, and it's really fun. I thought it was really quite balanced well. I thought I was really impressed with they create these dungeons that are too difficult. They're very obvious they're too difficult, but once you kind of need to start grinding for levels to get to the last achievements, which are like, get to level 99 and stuff, then these dungeons make it that once you get to like level 80 or so, you can just grind your way through these dungeons pretty quickly and get up to 99. So it's not like this 10-hour process to go from level 80 to level 100 or anything like that, which I appreciated. So I really liked it. Highly recommended if anyone likes cats or action RPGs.
And are you jumping into part 2 now, or?
I don't know. I may at one of these days, but I do have to focus on other games to get back into the swing of things. I need to start dabbling again in Game Pass. I need to start focusing on Jedi Survivor. And I think there's one, Final Fantasy 16 also need to go to that. So lots in the way of Cat Quest 2, but I'll go where my heart leads me. And if my heart leads me to Cat Quest 2, that's where you'll find me.
Well, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16, 6 weeks since its release date. And this game will not end. And this is not in a good way. This is in a bad way. I could tolerate the cutscenes up until a point. I'm getting towards the end of the game, and they are so long. I can't help but think this was intentional. I mean, I certainly think there's directorial intent in terms of the pace and tone of the game. But even for a dialogue sequence, where it's two characters talking about absolutely nothing. And it has a 7-second camera that pans down before the dialogue even starts. And I'm literally watching nothing. It is a complete waste of time. This should be being called out way more. How the lack of economy in the storytelling in this game is absolutely obscene. And some of the worst and like most unnecessary writing in a big game like this ever. Like it's a regression narratively from a dialogue standpoint and from a camera work standpoint. But the story itself is one of the better RPG stories I've played. But oh my God, just end. And the further I get to the end of the game, the more pointless side quests are popping up. It's like, okay, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This game's almost over. My goal is right in front of me. And then it throws 20 meaningless side quests at me, which of course I have to do. I'm taking some of the blame there. But why? Like, it's not really adding anything. And then on the side quest, it's like, talk to this person. Now go talk to this person. Then go talk to this person. I've been saying it a lot lately, but I've got to say it again. Who thought this was fun? I can only surmise that people did this to make the game longer on purpose. There's no other reason, which is very weird to me when this game has one of the smallest quality of life, glories I've ever seen. When you normally have to mantle across shimmy across a ledge or something like that, he does like this. He actually runs and does a run shimmy that makes you get across that gap so fast. I don't know how one game could be intent on increasing the speed of play in like gameplay and then bring it to a grinding halt during cutscenes. So I don't know. I loved this game at first, and it is just wearing me down. And I cannot wait for it to be over. Hopefully tonight. Please let this game end tonight so I can play Dead Space tomorrow.
So what's your playtime at right now?
I've got to be close to 70 hours. Got to be.
I mean, according to How Long to Beat, main story is 35, main plus extras 56, completionist 75.
I don't know if completionist includes Final Fantasy difficulty, which is another whole playthrough of the game, but I feel like it's just doing everything, which I am doing. But maybe it just feels longer. This game feels so long while I'm playing it.
So are the side quests boring, or are they actually kind of interesting?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I skip them, I'm not missing anything.
I mean, there's some you should do because they upgrade things. They'll have a plus instead of an exclamation mark. So I would recommend doing those, but it's really just fetch quests and bad dialogue. So No, I would not do them unless you're really compelled. Do you remember Final Fantasy VII Remake? Those like is really just walking through a city and talking to people and maybe fighting a few things. It's basically that over and over. I still love the combat. I just wish it was more of that and less of the boring shit.
So I also have been playing a bit of Disney Illusion Island, which I believe is a Switch exclusive.
You were pumped for this game.
I was excited for it, and reviews came out and they were kind of like mediocre, but I was like, I'm still gonna like, because I thought it'd be something fun to play with the kids and whatever. Like it's a platformer, Mickey Mouse, kind of the art style is, I mean, it's kind of like slightly based on the newish Mickey Mouse animated series that came out a couple of years ago, but I thought and I was hoping it would kind of be like, another like Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends kind of thing. And have now actually playing it, I don't know, the animation feels a bit like I like the art style, but the animation just feels kind of wooden. Like it's not as cool as I thought it would be. And I think the biggest disappointment for me, like they described it as like a kind of a Metroidvania, like they were taking, a lot of design cues from that style of game. And so it's kind of like a continuous world with a map where you're opening up areas and certain things are blocked off based on abilities, but there's no combat in the game. So and you can't even like, Mario Brothers, you at least can jump on enemies' heads or something. This, you can't even do that. So all you're doing is avoiding enemies and jumping. And I've played a couple hours and really all I have unlocked so far is a double jump and a wall jump. So I'm just jumping. It's starting to get pretty boring. So, I mean, even the kids were just like, yeah, no, we're good. So I'm a little disappointed with it. I don't know if I'll give it too much more time, but yeah, bummer, man. Thought it was going to be something cool.
Huck, anything else for you?
I'm just still working my way through Jedi Survivor or whatever it's called. And I'm not very far at all. I'm like at the second area, basically. So I've got a ton to do. But overall, still really impressed with the game. I think the action sequences are good. The cutscenes are enjoyable and the story's cool so far. So still lots to go. If Sean's playtime is any indication of how far I am, like 1/37th of the way through the game. So yeah, lots to go. Really enjoying it still though.
Yeah, I guess I could say like I finished Jedi Survivor. There's a big asterisk on that, which we will get into if and when we do a full review, because there was one boss fight that I absolutely hated for a number of reasons, but I was snapping and I had to lower the difficulty, not just to Padawan. I had to go story mode on it. And it was one of those things where it's like, I kind of did it as like in a moment of rage. And then I did it on story mode and it was so easy. I was like, oh my God, this is so not satisfying. This is the worst. So I kind of regret it, but I kind of don't. We'll have to talk about it at some point. But other than that, it was a great game.
Yikes. I also played Final Fantasy I Pixel Remaster.
Yeah, you did. Beautiful.
And I beat it, effectively platinumed it on Steam, and wanted to go back to see where the series started and, early console RPGs. And it was pretty fun. So you can see a lot of things in the Final Fantasy series that go back all the way to that game. And I'm always impressed by how Final Fantasy reinvents itself, but stays the same. And it was fun to play this. It is worth noting the Pixel remasters on PlayStation have the ability to turn off random encounters, speed up leveling, and do other stuff that have not been ported to the Steam versions. What the fuck is that?
Those are on. You can do that. I know you could do that for like. I think it was the Final Fantasy VIII remake.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was for the Pixel ones.
No, the Pixel remasters, which came out later on consoles, you can.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
They didn't patch that to the Steam versions, which really. Oh, I know there's like the whole PC port lack of quality, but that really grinds my gears.
On that similar vein, I don't know if I mentioned it. I beat the Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, and I'm currently playing the number 3, which, I didn't bother bringing up, I don't think, but I've never 3, I believe, is the one that has never come to America. So I'm actually really enjoying that one. That one's pretty good. And 2 is also good, but very different. It is very non-traditional in that you gain all of your levels through doing things. So it's kind of more like a Bethesda RPG in that regard, where you can basically just make all your characters bare-fisted and then just absolutely punch the shit out of everything in that game and like dominate.
I was going to start that one right after, and then the Platinum Guide was a whole thing of missable stuff because of that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So I did Platinum that one, or whatever Steam achievement did it, everything. And I just followed a guide thing along the way, and it wasn't too hard to get, but there are some things I really like about it. Like, I really like leveling up certain things, like how you can upgrade your fire as you use your fire more. I think that's a cool concept. But then there's the downside where once you level up your fire, you can't go back to a lower level. So if you wanted to just use a little bit of magic to like finish off an enemy, that is not an option. You have to do the full level 8 fire to like kill a guy with like 5 hit points that's strong against physical attack or something like that. So there are some downsides to the current implementation, but I think they had something that I like there. But yeah, it's definitely very different than Final Fantasy 1 and very different than some of the others. But are you going to play through them in order?
That's the goal, but
yeah,
probably unlikely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I played through 4 first because it's my favorite, and then I started 6, but decided to stop, and then went back.
Mm-hmm. Whose turn is it?
I jumped out of order, so Sean.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll mention for now is I did finish Planet of Lana, which is on Game Pass. Talked about it a while back. It's kind of like Limbo inside Somerville style game. And I really liked it, actually. It's like, puzzle platformer, but, you have this little creature that's helping you, and you can kind of direct him to do certain things for you and help you solve puzzles. And I just thought the look of the game was really, I just like the visual style of the environments and stuff like that. And, if you're into those kind of games, definitely check it out. It might be a little too slow moving for some people, but I dug it.
Okay. I'll mention briefly Hollow Knight. I'm at the final boss. To put it on pause, gonna do some cleanup and get some extra powers before I fight the final boss. Still liking it, but definitely don't get the full Hollow Knight hype. And then Remnant 2, because the reviews were so good. I popped on that and was kind of liking the tutorial. And then I got to the first actual mission and I was getting absolutely ruined. Like, I was like, this doesn't even match the difficulty of anything I've done yet. I would die constantly. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm just getting swarmed by enemies. Am I supposed to or almost required to play this in co-op to succeed? I don't know, but I was like, whatever this game is, maybe it's good. I am not playing this now while I have other things on the go. So difficulty could have been a problem for me.
Nothing else for me. Was Remnant 2 the one you're saying that had like a very different control scheme than the other games you're playing?
I don't know. No, that was Dave the Diver.
Oh, right.
So that's still on pause as well. But I'm playing Dead Space next. Absolutely, 100%.
So
Nice.
You didn't really give us an update of your progress in your
I haven't beaten
summer of fun
yet. So that was the first thing, and that's not done. Oh, don't! It's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing. So it's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm busy. It's the summer, but I am an absolute embarrassment to gaming hard.
Well, luckily you have until, what was it, October 20th before you have to game hard again.
Exactly.
So you got a good buffer here.
I got to get focused here. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it, right, gentlemen?
I think
Yes.
so.
Maybe is Gamescom next week or the week after?
I think it's the week after, but I could be wrong.
So I'll be gone on vacation in a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens. Either way, check us out on youtube.com/gamejunk for the video. And thanks to Sean and both of you edited the video. And then Sean added stuff for the Tears of the Kingdom review. So nice extra work there. And the Discord link is on there as well. And yeah, thanks for watching or listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.